So guys, we have been given a dev note 8 from the developers of Mistfall Hunter. Now they wanted to obviously thank everybody and talking about the challenges that they've had since the launch of the game. They've now had over 1.5 million players across all of the platforms. So that's really, really good. And they wanted to talk about some of the content that we've already had. But the important stuff that I wanted to bring to you guys and girls today was their philosophy over on the balance side. And also they're going to be talking about the seasonal wipe system. So first of all, this is the spicy topic. We're talking about the class balance. This has been a very big topic of discussion in the community. A lot of people, including myself, are confused and a bit frustrated that the Shadow Strix is still not been touched. Now, they did say that next week they are going to be nerfing Stardust Sword and Shadow Strix. Both of those definitely need nerfs. I don't know, personally, I don't know what's taken them so long, but anyway. So they have said here, the technical limits of our class archetypes have been thoroughly tested by your high-level mechanics and execution. We're incredibly grateful for the deep thought and strategy that we have poured into the combat. This has helped us lock in a vital goal for our balancing efforts. So to ensure that practicing your favorite class feels rewarding and impactful, allowing you to fully enjoy the thrill of the tactical outplay. Currently, certain classes and playstyles, such as the SNS Mercenary, the Black Arrow and Sorcerer, possesses a very high skill ceiling. Moving forward, we'll implement balance adjustments and design optimizations to bridge the gap between these high skill caps while ensuring the mastery curve feels smoother and more engaging. Our balancing approach simultaneously considers the peak execution of veteran guild hunters and the progression experience of the newcomers. We want to ensure that the skill ceiling for high-level players isn't overly suppressed while avoiding forcing new players through grueling practice loops just to enjoy the playstyles. So they're trying to make it like rewarding for the veteran players, but not too hard for the new players, basically. They also want to prevent balance changes from making certain builds too niche. So first of all, here we go. They want to address the running capabilities of the Shadow Strix. In an extraction game, avoiding combat to focus purely on high-speed looting is a viable strategy with its own unique charm. We intend to preserve this evasive playstyle for the Shadow Strix. However, we plan to tweak skill and talent selections in the future to prevent scenarios where a Shadow Strix can dominate map mobility while simultaneously maintaining an overly dominant frontline strength. Yeah, exactly, because right now, if you're playing a Shadow Strix, you've got the mobility, you can teleport, you can go invisible, you can run away, you can B-hop at the moment. Not only that, you have a lot of damage. So this is insane. So regarding the Shadow Strix combat identity, their core traits should center on agility, sneak attacks, and cunning. Currently, several talents and skills grant you super armor. Yeah, this is the big problem. Super armor is insane. Well, I don't know why they have super armor on top of everything else. So, giving the Shadow Strix an overt ability to break enemy standard attacks head-on, this doesn't quite fit the class's tactical identity, and we are highly likely to consider removing these super armor capabilities in the future. I mean, it doesn't say that they're definitely doing this, it says they're highly likely. I mean, yeah, I don't know, guys. I hope they remove super armor. But yeah, we'll see. So, both SNS Mercenary builds are currently overperforming. In particular, the Red Shield build's follow-up deflect mechanics leave opponents feeling entirely helpless once the perfect parry is mastered, completely discouraging offensive plays. We're already looking into adjustments targeting deflect costs, precision windows, and the risks of missing a parry. Meanwhile, the burst chase capabilities of the sword build are exceptionally strong. We have already implemented moderate adjustments to skill behavior and the overall damage. Yeah, they just recently nerfed the parry merc back the other day. The Hammer Mercenary is currently performing in line with our expectations in both solo and trio modes. In certain scenarios and team comps, it even leans into the slightly overtuned, so we may introduce minor tweaks based on upcoming data. Okay, so they're trying to say that in trio mode, the Hammer Merc sometimes overperforms. That's interesting. For the polearm and shield with a knight, the quick shield bash build is currently performing as expected. However, the alternate enhanced shield bash build is underperforming, and we're likely deploying significant adjustments for it in Season 2. For the Greatsword version, we recently buffed its basic attack patterns. This was primarily done to address situations where its animation recovery and high execution costs left it at a disadvantage during the close quarters combat. Yet again, they have just recently buffed the Greatsword and it is now very, very strong. We've also moderately enhanced the effectiveness of several associated skills and talents. We are also keeping a close eye on the range classes. We have already begun implementing moderate nerfs to burst damage output. Recently, we've begun evaluating the mobility performance of range classes and tracking how specific map terrain amplifies their effectiveness. In particular, the Black Arrow and Sorcerer currently possess exceptional initiation tools and damage output, while retaining safe kiting and survival capabilities. We'll continue to leverage the data and match observations to bring range classes back down to a healthy, balanced state. I mean, you've already nerfed BA quite heavily, and you've already nerfed the Elemental Sorc, so you really need to be nerfing Stardust Sorc. That is what needs to be nerfed, guys. They need to be touching on the Stardust. Now, seasonal resets. What gets reset, guys? So at the start of a new season, your character level, your warehouse supplies, and select camp buildings will be reset. So they're not telling us which exact buildings for some reason right now. Seasonal compensation will adequately return a portion of your seasonal assets as compensation. These can be used to freely exchange for critical resources such as Pip's Rare Pouch, Unbound Holy Collectibles, Holy Soul Catch Nets, exclusive cosmetics, and various tiers of combat bags. This ensures that players who accumulated a lot of wealth in the previous season maintain a reasonable head start. Okay, that's fair enough. What carries over? Long-term progression systems such as the collection pedestal will not be reset. The supplies you worked hard to collect will not be vanished into thin air. That's fine because that's just a, cosmetic flex basically. Bonus rewards. Based on your net asset worth from the previous season, exclusive honorary rewards will be distributed at the start of the new season. So I wonder if that's going to be like, I don't know, cosmetics or not. This core framework will not be altered in the short term. However, the exact compensation items, trade-in ratios, and the specific reset categories will continuously be iterated and optimized using our global live server data tracking and your player feedback. As we approach the tail end of Season 1, we'll publish a comprehensive, detailed breakdown covering the exact seasonal wipe specs. Okay, so they will be giving us the exact details, close to the end. Okay, fair enough. I don't know what to say, guys. Now, I'm a bit... It sounds like they obviously want to keep the Shadow... They want to keep the Shadow Strix as a very mobile class, so it can move around fast and do sneak attacks. To me, that's okay. It's just as long as they nerf the damage, because the damage is just ridiculous right now. Doesn't seem to matter what gear they're in. They can just do so much damage with the dual swords. And they can just keep running away and running away and running away. And obviously having the super armor on top of that. So yeah, what would you guys like to see changed for the Shadow Strix? Leave me a comment down below. I want to try and see everyone's input, and then maybe I can try and pass this on to the devs, hopefully. And also with regards to the Stardust Sorc, what would you guys like to see nerfed and changed on that one? And if there's any other things you'd like to see, just try and leave me a comment down below. I'd be very interested to read your comments. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's what we know so far about the seasonal wipes. I'm pretty happy with what they've said about the wipe system so far. Again, once they give us the actual, real comprehensive information, I'll of course give you a breakdown video when we get the info. But anyway, until then, have a beautiful day, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Peace.